Hello, welcome to Inner Circle in Astrology. My name is Andrea, and today I would like to talk about the elements in astrology and the balance of elements in a natal chart. So let's start by describing the elements, which are energies. There are four: fire, earth, air, and water. And the different signs of the zodiac are different elements as well, as I said in the previous video. So we have the fire signs that are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Then we have the earth signs that are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. The air ones that are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And the water signs that are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. So what is fire as an energy? The element of fire is an energy in itself, and it has to do with beginnings. Something was not, and then at a certain moment it needed manifestation. So fire has to do with manifestation, beginnings, and expression. Like when you have an idea, that moment that the idea comes up, or an intuition, at that moment the intuition comes up, that is a fiery moment, because something you didn't have in your mind or that you didn't feel from other parts of your body all of a sudden finds a way of expression, a way of manifesting and becoming apparent. But it's just a hunch, or it's just an intuition, or it's just a thought at this moment. Then with the earth element comes a moment when we can make that intuition, that idea concrete, because earth is that moment. It's a moment when we become slower in a way to give shape to our fire, our intuition. So it has to do with the realm of the tangible and it's more stable, and it has to do with concrete things. Air as an element has to do with the mental plane. It has to do with ideas, connecting ideas, so it has to do with communicating them with speech. So it is a light element, as opposed to heavy, or more down to earth. It's not down to earth, it's just in the air. It's air, so it's it has to do with building bridges between ideas, building bridges with others in the mental plane, with the mind. So our last element is water. Water is again a slow element in the sense that it runs deep, because it has to do with our emotions, our feelings. It has a porosity that makes us feel connected with more than ourselves. It has to do with sensitivity, and it is subjective in the sense that it has to do more with inner processes. So these are the four elements and the signs that are those elements. What about in a natal chart? Like, for example, in this natal chart, I know that you see it like in a mirror, so you're not going to be able to read. But see that I, I use different colors for writing the elements that this natal chart has, which are fire, earth, and air. The planets, the personal planets in the natal chart, like for example here, Venus or the Sun, Mercury, and the Moon are in the sign of Aries. Plus, Saturn is in Sagittarius. So, see how this person has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 personal planets in fire. Then he has, or she has, it's a woman. She has Jupiter in Virgo, so that's a planet in Earth. And she has the ascendant. The ascendant, we will talk about that later. The ascendant is in Aquarius. So in air, she has the ascendant. So by just looking at this balance of elements, you will see that this person's affinity is with fire, because she has a lot of personal functions, psychological functions in that element. There is little earth and there is little air, and there is no personal planets in water. So it's not that she's not going to have feelings, it is more than or an inner world, but it will be a challenge for her to contact that emotional world, because in the balance of elements she doesn't have like personal psychological functions, that is to say planets, in water signs. Of course, that does not mean that there is something wrong with a chart or that there is something wrong with her. It just means that that will be the realm in which she will have to work hard during her life to go deep consciously and try to find what she's feeling, why she's mad, why she feels depressed, or why she feels this or that way. Because it's not something that will come up easily for her, since, you know, there is no water planets in her natal chart. What will come fast and very easily is starting projects, initiative, manifesting things, this warmth of the fire, this leadership, maybe. Well, she's an Aries, she's not a Leo, but anyways, all this impetus, I don't know if the word exists in English, but all this energy of the fire will be firsthand. So each, I'm sorry about my throat today. I woke up this way. Each natal chart will have its own balance of elements, and there are certain elements that have more affinity, like for example earth and water have more affinity than, let's say, fire and water, you know. So earth and water have an affinity, and fire and air have an affinity as well. And as I said before, I want to repeat this. There is nothing wrong in our natal charts or negative or that will doom us. Everything in our charts is valuable, and the aspects of it or the elements of it that are, let's say, harder are only challenging, are dynamic, in the sense that those are the aspects that will move us to evolve and to work on ourselves and to learn much more than those things that are kind of given and easy for us to use or to be. So remember, your natal chart is your treasure, because the natal chart is you as energy. So every Friday I am going to record a video on a different topic. I'm also planning to record 2 videos per Friday, one in English and one in Spanish. Because even when I have the subtitles, some people told me that they couldn't access the translation into Spanish of the videos, and I want the Hispanic community to also have a go at this if they are interested. So again, thank you very much, and see you next time. Next time we can start by talking about the first sign of the zodiac, which is Aries, fire, beginnings. So long.